Hello and good morning. This is the English language version of the Teknokraft presentation on the tire industry. We're Teknokraft, been in business in Indonesia since 1994, 1995, and we have extensive experience in overhauling and repairing of tire industry rubber compounding equipment. This includes total overhaul, partial overhaul, site services. We've done work on components including drop door and drop door seat, rotors and chambers, a complete repair of rotor and chamber cladding and machining. We've done work on latch pin and latch housing, and of course our daily work in our shop, machine shop with welding, plasma welding is screws, extruder, mixer screws, pin, sidewall, etc. Some of our clients here in Indonesia have been Sumi Rubber, Goodyear, Bridgestone, Gajah Tunggal, done some work for Hankook, Multistrada or Michelin, Elang Perdana, Elang Prima, Surya Raya, Panteng, and Evolucion. We look forward to doing work with Maxis and anybody else that comes into the market. That's a picture of me many years ago at Sumi Rubber. So we have over 25, 28 years of experience in the tire industry for overhaul. We have a partner company that is a field experienced mechanical team that can do the dismantling uh, in the field and the reinstallation in the field uh, and help you with all of your installation challenges during a shutdown. So if you're in the tire industry, of course, you know this information here, but the mixer technology is essential. It's the core, it's the heart of a tire factory. So basically, we have a mixer. It's usually located on an elevated level or a couple levels of a tire manufacturing plant. And the materials come in, they go in through a hopper door, and it goes into the mixer and it's mixed and then it goes into various calendar rolls, which, by the way, we now represent a company from the US that does on-site, in situ rectification, grinding, and polishing of concave and convex and flat calendar rolls. So on the mixer, I think we all know they have a floating weight, which is either hydraulic or pneumatic. This floating weight has a particular profile. The wear plates on the side are well, usually we're changing those, and we do Stellite cladding on the surface here. And we've done overhauls of the pneumatic, replacing the seals and upgrading or bring it back to normal. The chamber here is a very heavy mixy, quite simple design on the inside. Two rotors that are rotating. There's a drop door here and the latch pin assembly. And below that we have the twin screw extruder, which is also called the TSR. We do repair on them. We've repaired the gears. So we've repaired uh, the blades, sometimes on site in situ, and of course the calendaring. We have a team of one of our affiliate companies, which is manufacturing gears and complete overhaul of gearboxes, and we've done up to 3,000 kilowatt gearboxes. It's a picture of the gearbox motor assembly of a typical mixer. This is a picture of our workshop. This is Bay 1. This is Bay 2 in our workshop. So in a overhaul of a mixer, typically the rotors are repaired. They're not have to be replaced. The chamber, or what they call the drilled sides, uh, typically we're repairing those, not having to replace that. The rotor in plates, most of those are replaced. In frames, those are usually okay. We just do a check for crack, this including the bearing housing. The bearings, always we replace those. It's in use, we ask the customer to provide those so they have traceability on the origin of the bearings. Door support and drop door shaft, those are completely rebuilt by us here in Teknokraft. Door top rebuild, latch assembly rebuild, throat plates. Try to replace those. That's hardly worth repairing, but we've done it. Chamber covers rebuild, desktop assemblies, typically replace. So we've manufactured, and of course we do an inspection on the hydraulics. It's a typical chamber after welding prior to the machining and grinding. This is a picture of a drop door. This cutaway of a mixer. Is the welding. We use plasma transferred arc welding for welding the stellite. That allows us to get the quality and the hardness of the stellite in a single pass typically. We often ask to the customer how to estimate the pricing. I think the best way, one that's most cost effective for the customer, is to get the mixer, gearbox, and floating weight assembly into our workshop with what we call a DCI. That's dismantling or disassembling, cleaning, and inspection. So we disassemble it, we clean it, we do a dimensional and wear check on it, checking for cracks, and then we come back to you with a report. And based upon that report, you can have a much more accurate quotation. So that's one way of doing a quotation. In Stellite, there's a variety of Stellite alloys that we have available. We were the representative of Deloro Stellite, which is now Kennametal Stellite. We were for several years. The range of the material hardness in the softest, or one of the softest, is Stellite 6, which is between around 39 to 43 Rockwell, and the hardest is Stellite 1, which is around 50 to 55 Rockwell. There's also high nickel alloy, which is a bit harder, and of course there could be tungsten carbide. But the majority of the welding now is Stellite 6 and Stellite 1. We use plasma transferred arc, which best seen from this video here. With the plasma transfer arc, we have very little dilution, but a relatively thick buildup. And with the TIG welding or stick welding, there's a lot of variance in the penetration and a lot of admixtures. Usually stick welding would require 2 layers. Plasma transferred arc welding gives us a very uniform welding and less effect onto the base metal, better purity of the weldment. And then, of course, we have various grinding techniques that we use for grinding and profiling screws to return them to you in a nearly as new condition. Again, we've been doing screws in Teknokraft. This is a 250 millimeter diameter screw. We've been doing screws since 1994, 1995. We're an Indonesian-owned company. Do the flights. A lot of handwork involved in the screw. We've done work in the field on the gearbox for a 600-liter mixer with a very large gearbox. I forgot the actual size of the gearbox. But we do brush plating. We have a contract that works with us doing the brush plating on site to do minor restoration of gearbox bearing area. And that brings us to the end of our presentation. We thank you for watching. You can contact us at www.teknokraft.com. That's Teknokraft, Teknokraft, located in Millennium Industrial Estate out in Chikupa, that's in Tangerang. That's about 45 minutes from the outskirts of Jakarta to the west. And my name is Stephen Booth. We're happy to receive your inquiries. You can contact us through our website or email or WhatsApp. Thank you again, and look forward to doing business with you.